Hi, I'm Scott Samuel here at the Culinary Institute of America at Gracetown. Today I'm here with Kathleen Zelman, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and we're going to talk about the Mediterranean diet.
The Mediterranean diet, Scott, is truly one of the healthiest diets on the planet. It's really where good taste meet good health. And what you're going to do today is really highlight how local flavors, good for you ingredients really come together for all kinds of good health, from heart health to longevity, even lowers diabetes risk, and it's good for weight loss, even though it's not a low-fat diet.
Yeah, I'm kind of inspired by the Mediterranean diet in the way I cook. So coming up with this Mediterranean vegetable salad with the preserved lemon dressing was kind of a no-brainer for me.
Well, and the ingredients, whole grains, eggs, avocados, beans, nuts, it's high in protein, high in fiber, so it really fills you up. And yet it's sort of an untraditional approach to a Cobb salad, which might have a little too much fat at times.
Right, so I was thinking of the Cobb salad, how it's going to look on the plate, the flavors, the colors, the textures. So let's get into making this. Let's talk about the dressing. The first thing I want to do is, this is a very simple dressing. I'm going to make it an emulsified dressing, so olive oil. And I chose not just lemon juice, but lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, or champagne vinegar, or white vinegar, something very mild. Shallots. This is what's going to give it a kind of a creamy texture. And this is Dijon mustard. This is another emulsifier. So we're making a creamy dressing, and you'll notice at the end when we dress it, we'll have some left over. It depends on how much you want.
You can dress it lightly, right?
But yeah, I like to make dressings always that I have something left over. It's not just for one. And we have some honey to balance the sweetness. Some chili arbels that have been ground. It's just a kind of a spicy chili. You could use cayenne. You can use any sort of ground chili. So I don't want to puree the preserved lemon because I want some of the texture there.
Yeah.
Plus it will make it pretty salty. So there's our base dressing, an emulsified simple dressing. And this is when I'll add my lemon zest and the preserved lemon. So when you have some of this left over, you can use it in another application. You're grilling some chicken, you're grilling some meat, nice small portion, drizzle this on it with some greens, another Mediterranean diet focus.
Take a simple dish and make it better by a great dressing.
Yep.
Well, I think when you focus on good for you, locally sourced, fresh ingredients, you don't need to worry about nutrients. You don't need to worry about anything more than just this delicious flavors that you're putting together. So I love that you've chosen different greens and the mint. You know, which in my yard it's growing,
Right. So
out
that's
of
one
control.
of the reasons it's in my yard too. Let's use something that's easy.
For it. Right, and it's so satisfying. I mean, what a great way to have lunch, to have dinner.
So let's put the salad together. Kathleen, if you could help me, I have a couple bowls there.
Sure.
And what I like to do with the beans and the quinoa is toss them in a little bit of dressing so that they're coated before. Since these are kind of a garnish on the salad itself is going to have a dressing, but these two.
It also helps you control how much dressing you use.
Right.
Really.
So this is something that can be done ahead of time. And then same thing for the quinoa. I like to toss a little bit of dressing with it.
Any tips on how to make quinoa so it comes out so nice and light and fluffy like yours does?
Yeah. Quinoa I typically do with a 2-to-1 proportion. 2 parts of water, 1 part of quinoa. Bring the water to a boil, add the quinoa, put the lid on for 20 minutes on low heat. Take it off the heat, let it sit, fluff it with a fork.
Simple. And most people don't think about putting in a whole grain like quinoa into a salad like this. So it's a great way to add a whole grain. And Americans don't get enough whole grain, so it certainly is a good additive. Right. And eggs are part of the Mediterranean diet, great source of protein.
Traditional Cobb, you see these kind of chopped up, but I want to kind of see and get a nice chunk of it. So we're using watercress and some arugula, but any darker green that has a little bit of a bitter background, since we're playing with our sweet, tangy,
and also has a little bit more nutritional value when you have dark leafy greens. The kale is so popular and such a great source of nutrients. People would love to substitute a little kale. Be fine, wouldn't it?
Yep, I think so. You would want to cut it thinner, like chiffonade, so that it's easy to eat. All right, so our greens, and I'm going to put some of these plump cherries in there. So a lot of this stuff will be done ahead of time, and then when you're ready to serve it, you're just kind of coming together, pulling some greens from the garden or stopping by and getting some greens. And I really like this salad because it's got great color and great
beautiful.
texture, and making use of a lot of the ingredients from Mediterranean.
Eating foods like this, it's an investment in good health. And if you concentrate on these kind of whole foods that are good for you, they fill you up, and you don't need to worry about eating too much and overeating, because they're so high in fiber and good sources of protein as well.
So I'm just doing a kind of a little design with all of our different
Makes
toppings.
it look gorgeous. And I love how you roasted those tomatoes, just bring out a little extra flavor.
So yeah, toss in olive oil and put it on a grill pan, or right on the grill, or you can saute it on high heat.
So olive oil and healthy fats like avocados and nuts, they're really the centerpiece of the Mediterranean diet, along with whole grains and lots of plant foods and lean sources of protein like eggs or chicken or seafood. Look at how gorgeous that is. It really just makes eating healthy look so desirable. It really does. Great job, Scott.
So here we go, our Mediterranean vegetable salad with preserved lemon dressing.
Looks fabulous. Can't wait to try it.
Excellent.